Hello, and welcome to this short presentation about our business delivery insolvency team, including how you can help us to help you. Today, we'd like to introduce you to our team, provide some background on our aims and purpose, and explain how we can work together to improve the customer journey for insolvency practitioners. Our team was formed to provide a centralised group to tackle the issues raised with HMRC by the external insolvency profession, make improvements to the HMRC processes affected by insolvency, and also to improve the guidance available internally to our colleagues, externally to the profession, and to create guidance where gaps are identified. The team is led by Lee Bruce, who many of you may have contacted or benefited from her assistance in the past. Lee is our Insolvency Customer Service Manager and Process Owner. She's vastly experienced in insolvency matters within HMRC and also in the wider insolvency profession, having spent time on secondment at a large firm to gain a better understanding of insolvency in the community. Lee is fully dedicated to working with internal colleagues and the external profession to enhance your journey with us as a customer. For many years, Lee attempted to provide you with a smoother customer experience entirely on her own. However, she has successfully encouraged HMRC to fully invest in her insolvency customer services team. This is particularly important as insolvency touches so many areas of HMRC and every head of duty, and the team has quickly grown since 2021 to 12 enthusiastic individuals dedicated to improve your often clunky customer journey with us. Our aim in the wider customer services group is to carry out the day-to-day management of our end-to-end processes, review and improve our processes and customer products, resolve issues, and manage our key business events to ensure accurate outputs for customers. We'll achieve those aims by working and engaging right across HMRC with our key stakeholders on a wide variety of activities. Our team specifically has 4 areas of responsibility that we concentrate on to make your experience more satisfying when engaging with HMRC, and they are engagement with the external insolvency profession, guidance and capability, process ownership and improvements, and finally, digital solutions for IPs. So let's look at each of those areas in more detail. First, we'll talk about engagement with the external insolvency profession. We wanted to provide you with a dedicated contact point so that insolvency practitioners can raise and escalate issues or concerns when all existing channels have been exhausted. We now have a dedicated escalation mailbox, InsolCust Services, that you can contact for such issues, and we'll talk more about this later in this webinar. We have regular liaison with external insolvency professionals about a wide range of matters affecting the issues you identify and the service you receive. Some of you may already sit on working or steering groups created to discuss these matters in greater detail. We want to actively encourage effective two-way communications between HMRC and the insolvency profession that will improve relations and your experience and take account of the needs and restrictions we may both experience. Next, we'll talk about guidance and capability. Where possible, we want you and our internal colleagues to be aware of the important work around insolvency that goes on right across HMRC and provide a better understanding of that work. We strive to provide the best possible customer service that we can to insolvency practitioners and the wider external profession. Some of this is aimed at reducing low-value work, instances where you're forced to send duplicate requests that could also lead to further contact, perhaps to one of our helplines. This can tie up HMRC staff when they should be dealing with your requests or other work, and is frustrating and sometimes costly for staff and insolvency practitioners alike. One of our aims is to make our colleagues more knowledgeable in insolvency matters and to upskill them in subjects that will make their work more rewarding and your customer experience more satisfying. It would be beneficial for insolvency experts to have one central hub or library to allow them to self-serve. Our team does own a VAT public notice numbered 756, which is available on gov.uk, providing guidance on the procedures you're asked to follow when dealing with HMRC and the various addresses that you're asked to use. However, we inherited this public notice and it doesn't fully meet our and your needs, as you've pointed out to us. We are currently creating a collections page, which will house all links and guidance related to insolvency in HMRC in a much more user-friendly format. One of our biggest areas of work involves reviewing and improving existing guidance in conjunction with our policy and operational colleagues to make it easier to follow for them and to reduce any uncertainty for you. As the insolvency process owner, our team engage and collaborate with colleagues right across HMRC to ensure that the needs of external insolvency professionals are identified and acted on to improve the customer journey. Our team sits on and leads many HMRC working groups and steering groups to ensure that improvements are made for the benefit of our customers and colleagues in line with the current HMRC strategies, policies and legislation. We are responsible for ensuring that the health and operation of insolvency processes in Customer Services Group has accountability, and we drive improvements in the effectiveness and efficiency of those processes. Making tax digital is part of HMRC's vision to build a trusted modern tax administration system in the United Kingdom, and it's clear there's a need for reform in this area. The Insolvency Practitioner Customer Group has difficulty in dealing with HMRC due to being a digitally exempt customer with a predominantly paper-based journey. Our systems and processes exacerbate this problem. Because of this, we are dedicated to identifying and implementing digital solutions that will improve the customer journey for insolvency practitioners in line with the HMRC Charter standards to ensure they are treated the same as all other customers in the future. Moving on now, we'd like to talk to you about helping us to help you. As you may be aware, we've undertaken several pieces of process improvement work at HMRC to make your customer journey with us smoother and more efficient. There's still much to be done, but we wanted to talk to you about some of the work already undertaken and provide you with some key tips you can apply to make sure those changes are effective for you. One of the first changes we implemented was around introducing a digital mail system. This automated system scans all post received into HMRC and sends digital copies to the correct teams. We've spoken extensively in the past about the new addresses you need to use to make sure your post is sent to the right team, and the postcodes that indicate those new addresses all start with BX9. In the tax year 2022 to 23, we received almost 150,000 pieces of post from IPs, and that equates to just over 1.9 million pieces of paper. Our monitoring of post received tells us that 63% of post was received correctly, meaning that 37% was still being addressed incorrectly, was sent to the wrong place and required to be manually matched in various locations before being redirected to our scanning partner. We've also seen variations of old addresses with just the postcode having been changed to the new BX9 code, but unfortunately this still means our systems cannot identify correctly where your post should land. Not using the correct addresses, all of which are clearly laid out in the VAT Insolvency Public Notice 756, is resulting in delays to the correct teams receiving your post of between 7 and 11 days. While we have seen an improvement in uptake of the correct addresses, it's still clear that a significant amount of post is being unnecessarily delayed by using old or incorrect addresses. If you can't see an address you need in the Insolvency VAT Notice 756, you can let us know by using the feedback tool embedded into that notice. You can also set up alerts for any changes as we add or amend existing information. So our key tips here are for you to cleanse your systems of all old addresses and use the addresses as laid out in the public notice. As a result of the introduction of Making Tax Digital, our IT systems have been updated. We introduced a new style VAT 100 2021 and a fully automated process, which means when we receive a return into HMRC, it's automatically scanned and captured onto our system. Each VAT 100 return has a unique machine-readable barcode, which is generated for the specific transaction it's been sent for. We've noticed an increase in returns being received where the barcode has been altered or deleted, copies of returns have been used for other cases, and pre-populated return dates have been manually altered. If any alterations are made, or returns are made on a form other than the transaction it's been sent for, this will lead to delays in processing, as we can't use the automated rapid data capture process. If your record has been migrated to the new IT system, please ensure you're only using the new versions of the VAT 100 that are issued to you. Using the right version of the VAT 100 ensures that it will be automatically scanned and captured onto the correct system, avoiding a manual intervention and potential delays in processing. So please ensure you follow the instructions on the form carefully. And if you need another copy, then please do contact us. So here are some more key tips. When sending in a VAT 100 form, only use the form issued for that specific case. Only put the form into the envelope and don't include a covering letter or complement slip. As the form is scanned, any additional documentation included with the return will cause it to be diverted from the automatic process, thereby delaying its capture onto our systems. You can send the cheque with the return, but please don't staple the cheque to the return. The automated process is built to read numerical values only. If you're submitting a nil return or a nil value in any of the 9 boxes, please ensure you use numerical values only. For example, don't write the word nil or 0. Please don't write additional information outside the boxes on the VAT 100 either. And please avoid sending a duplicate VAT 100, as this can result in further processing issues. And finally, please tell us if you're having any issues with any of the forms. We understand and acknowledge that you need to contact a variety of different departments within HMRC. We've streamlined our security processes to ensure you can speak to us when you need to. You can find contact numbers, addresses and email contact information on gov.uk. When you call us, you'll be asked security questions, and they may be different depending on the area you're contacting. You must always quote the HMRC EIS reference number. This can be found on all correspondence from HMRC relating to the insolvency claim. If you don't quote this, we may be unable to help you. And if you're uncertain what information you need, our helpline advisors can tell you what you need and where to find it. So here's another key tip. Always have your EIS reference number to hand before you call in. In November 2021, we introduced our mailbox, Insolcus Services, for the purpose of escalating case queries when you've not had a response, despite repeated attempts to obtain one. We issued an updated insolvency communication on the 6th of May 2022 via your representative bodies, providing further information on the criteria when this mailbox may be used. We would like to thank those members that are compliant with the criteria for the use of our escalation mailbox. There's still work to be done here, but we know we can improve compliance in this area by working together with you. This will allow us to answer your queries more quickly in future and prevent rejection of some queries. So another key tip is to please ensure you follow the published criteria, otherwise we may not be able to help you. We want you to tell us when something isn't right, and there are a variety of ways you can do this. If there's an issue with our guidance products or guidance you need isn't there, then please tell us. On each page on gov.uk, there's a tool where you can provide feedback. You can report a problem with any page on gov.uk if something isn't working, an error message appears, or you encounter a broken link. Please use the tool to tell us so we can put things right. If you're completing a form and something is missing, or think the form could be improved, then please tell us and we can work together to find a solution. We're reliant on you as users to tell us when something isn't right, and if you don't, then I'm afraid we can't fix it. You can also sign up for updates on gov.uk pages, and this way you'll be notified if there is a change or an update. Acting on your feedback, we're currently working on a new collections page on gov.uk with a view to providing a centralised location for guidance and communications for insolvency. If you'd like to get involved, we'd greatly appreciate you volunteering to test this new page for performance, look and feel during the design and testing phase. You told us the VAT 7 form didn't meet your needs, and so a new version was launched in May 2023. We are aware there's an issue with IPs receiving confirmation of VAT deregistration, and we launched a dedicated mailbox as an interim solution until we can resolve this issue. You told us you wanted to be able to request all tax clearance from one department in HMRC, and now you can do that. You also told us you wanted to be able to save your completed copies of our print and post forms, and this is something you can now do as well. A full process review for MVL, VAT 769, VAT group processes and corporation tax processes is currently underway to identify improvement opportunities and to streamline the way we work. That brings us to the end of this presentation, but we'd be delighted to hear from you with any questions you may have or any feedback you'd like to offer about this presentation. Please direct these comments via your ICAS representatives, Stephen Wood or David Mingus. Thanks very much for listening.